agreed. Our next question
Good.
comes from DJ Does Linux. On the business side, did any of your teams accept investment/seed money, or were they all funded ad hoc/personally?
Ad hoc.
To another interesting topic as well that I sort of wanted to touch on. Is there a buy-in? Are you paying management? Are you guys paying into a pool for services that you use, like website, going with a Gleam.io professional account, things like that? For the most part, it's in my experience and from people that I've talked to, it seems to be when something is needed, everybody's talking about it, essentially voting on it, even before the formal formation of the team, and you'll all just pull your $36 individually together to get the art done for your branding, etc., or to get the website developed. That seems to be the standard. But I don't necessarily expect that to be the case all the time, for sure, and certainly not moving into the future.
I mean, if you, like, it literally costs zero money to start a stream team.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you want it to be like serious and high level, that's when it costs money. Like making a website, making graphics, getting a manager, like putting on events and stuff, doing team-based giveaways, the charity stream, stuff like that. That's when it starts to get a little bit complicated. I think for us, like, we have like a spreadsheet where if like someone will cover an expense and then we'll kind of sheet it down. We have like a team store, so like that funding just gets tracked and allocated to that. It's not 100% accurate. It's a little messy. Definitely would benefit from having someone like actually monitor it, but it's also one of those things where it's like, okay, like, you know, we sub to each other, we support each other. It's kind of like we don't have expenses where it's like, okay, like we need to keep track of this stuff. It's all just kind of here and there.
Yeah, I would say like the biggest investment is honestly your time. Like,
certainly.
It's not, you know, there's not some massive monetary cost. Trust me, I think a lot of us would, you know, not that it would be rewarding, but if we could throw some money at some problems to just make them go away, like that's great. But
I throw money at problems and more spawn.
Yes, exactly.
Fertilizer.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's not, you know, it's not really a financial thing. Like when there are things that we have to, you know, shell out for, it's literally, I think typically like our process is, I bring it forward, and then it's like, I take care of it, or you know, at least up front. And then what ends up happening is everyone's like, yeah, let me throw this at you, make sure that, like, that's, you know, I do my part, and that's it. It's not super formal. And honestly, like, we don't have enough expenses to make it super formal. And I say, we have seen so much progress and growth together and individually as a result of the team, without having to necessarily worry about a whole lot of that. So it's really like a very, I would argue that it's like a very minute point.
It can be
teams in general.
I think it's an important consideration. I think incorporation is an important consideration at some point, and it's remarkably easy if all you want to do is just get that paperwork done and have incorporation as a technical detail, a legal and technical detail, feature of the stream. That's pretty easy to accomplish, and it allows you to do certain things that are really good. Like if you're going to be going out and getting you know, sponsorships as a team, that allows you to have a team account, which you otherwise can't have legally, and you get to pool that money, and then it gets to be distributed appropriately from there. You also get to pay out if you have a manager or you have people performing management roles for which they're getting paid, whether it's just the streamers who divide those roles up or whatever, that can all come out of that core account as well. Likewise, with signing agreements, you can have somebody who represents the team. That one person can sign for your sponsorship deal or a contract or whatever you need to do. That can become a very powerful tool and a very useful one. And that takes some money because there are incorporation costs, but that's a pretty easy one to achieve. And it's easy to spend that money.
That's also like again, like 90% of the people who are going to watch this, like, if you don't already have an incorporated team, the chances are you're, and this isn't like any offense to you guys, you're a ways out. I've been streaming for years. and it's only recently been a thing, right? And it's
sure.
the top 10 teams out there are the ones concerned about, like, oh,
but it's not something you have to wait for. You don't have to wait for a corporation, considering how easy it is. And it's not like once you become incorporated, you then have to perform at the absolute highest level. You can be the laziest incorporated team in the history of the world.
Absolutely.
It's still totally functional, and we'll just kind of cover you in some legal ways. Don't feel obligated to do it, but you're also not going to hurt because you did it, in all likelihood.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's definitely like most streamed teams are not at that level. Not even
the vast majority.
Not even
necessarily at that level, but they're not doing it. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but it's still like, I mean, I would just compare our stream teams to like Nerd Fusion would be like what I would say is the corporate example of a stream team, right? Like they are a company. They have offices, like, and they work together to do sponsored streams together. I don't see our team like doing that anywhere in the near future, anything like that.
Sure. Yeah, that it would definitely be needed to get to even start thinking about doing that.
Remember is that like Nerd Fusion was started as a super group, as it was already. Every one of the team was already roughly 1,000+ viewers every stream.
That's true.
You know, and was totally fine on their own. And they're just like, yeah, let's make a team and see if we can make it bigger and better. And hey, it works for them, you know, but the
from its
staff
inception
and everything that they need for all of that is astronomical compared to 99.9% of the teams or groups out there, you know.
From its inception, it also had salaried management and stuff, you know, it's a little different from our teams.
So, a little bit.